Finding inputs and outputs of a function from its graph. The graph of a function f is shown below. Find one value of x for which f of x is equal to 4 and find f of 0. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the general format for a function f of x equals y. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down f, and instead of x I'm going to draw a vertical line, and instead of writing the y I'm going to draw a horizontal line. This is going to help me answer these questions here because they want me to find f of x equal to 4. Let me write this underneath. F of x equals 4. In this format I can see I have 4 already. What I need to find is the value for x, and this right here above the x is going to help me find that, and this above here above the 4 is what's going to help me find that. And above the 4, this line is going to help me figure out what the answer for x is. Here's how you're going to do it. Y represents the value on this side here. So I'm going to go to the value 4 on the y-axis and draw a horizontal line. So I go the y-axis, which is this one here. I'm going to draw a horizontal line passing through the 4. So here's 4 on the y-axis, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line that passes right through there. And now I can see that I want to look for, and now what I want to look for is where these two lines cross, where they intersect, and they both cross paths right here. Now that I have this point, all I have to do is figure out what is the x value for this point. And to figure out the x value, I go straight down, and that gives me the point right here, or this value, -4. So I know the answer to this would be f of -4 equals 4. Let's find the other answer. So I'm going to erase this, I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to keep the other stuff. Now we're going to find the answer for this part here. Find f of 0. So I line it up underneath. We get f of 0 equals, and that's what we want to find. What is the answer? I'm going to use this information here to get the answer. F of x. So for x, go to the x-axis. You're going to draw a vertical line that passes through the value 0. So here's my x-axis. I'm going to draw a vertical line that's passing through this x value 0. So I look at the x-axis. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. 0 would be right here. So I'm going to draw a vertical line passing through that. And I can see where these two lines intersect would be right here. Now what I need to figure out is what is this value, and this value represents the y value. So I look at what is the y value for this point. Well, the y value is just going to be right here. It's going to be the value 2. So I put the answer 2, and that's my output. That's my answer. Let's look at another problem. Same thing. I'm going to do the same setup. F of x equals y. I'm going to draw my vertical line here for x, my horizontal line for y, and I'm going to find this one. F of x equals 4. So I put f of x equals 4. That means I'm going to draw a horizontal line passing through the 4 on the y-axis. So on the y-axis, 4 is right here. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line passing through the 4. And I can see that there's two different places that it intersects. It's this one and this one. What you need to do is write down the x value for one of those points, and it doesn't really matter which one you pick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the point on the left. So if I look at the x value for this one, the x value, I go straight down and I see my x value would be -1. I'm going to do it one more time just so you can see the answer that for the other one. So if I would have went to this point, I look at the x value for this point and it would be +1. So these are your two different answers right here. It could be x is -1 or x is 1. They're both correct. Let me erase this and let's look at the second part of this problem. It's saying find f of 2. F of 2. I go, let me erase this one too. I'm going to go to the x-axis, which is this one here, draw a vertical line passing through the number 2. So first locate the 2 on the x-axis, which is right here, and we're going to draw a vertical line through this number. So I'm going to carefully draw that line, and I can see that it actually crosses at this point here. And what I need to do is, what is the y value? That's what's missing, this y value here. So for the y value for this point, I go to the y-axis, which is to the left, and I get the number 1. And that would be my output. That would be my answer for this problem. Let's look at one more example. Here we have to find f of -2. So the first thing I do again is I'm going to write down f of x equals y. Then I put down my vertical line for x, horizontal line for y. And now I'm going to write down f of -2, because that's what we have to answer. So we're missing this number here. We're missing the y value. So we're going to use this information here to figure out what this answer is. I'm going to go to my x-axis, which is this one here. Draw a vertical line passing through the number -2. So my x-axis is here. The -2 would be right here. And I'm going to draw a vertical line that passes through that. And that would be like that. And I can see that these two lines intersect at this point here. And what's missing here is the y value. So I just look at what is the y value for this point. So I just go to the y-axis and I get to the number -4. And that will be my answer for that part. And then let's answer the last problem, which is to find f of x equal to 1. So I'll write it underneath. F of x equals 1. And what I can see, actually let me not put this here because we're trying to find what is that number. So we're trying to find what is the number that would be in place of the x value. So I'll leave it blank in this case. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, draw a horizontal line passing through the number 1. So here's my y-axis right here. I'm going to draw a horizontal line passing through 1. So y-axis, here's the 1. I'm going to draw a horizontal line passing right through there. And I can see that these two lines intersect right here. And what's missing, this right here, is my x value. So I just look at, okay, what is the x value for that point I just marked? The x value for this point, if I go straight down, is the value 3. So I put that there, and that'll be my answer. F of 3 is equal to 1.